alofa. Kia ora malo lelei, pula vanaka. Whakalofa lahi atu. Welcome to Nesian 4020. It's your host here, Hold the Ball, HTB. Hope you guys are well. Hope your weekend has been good. Welcome again to episode 4. And we're going to be looking into a player profile. I'll give you guys my team of the week. And then we're going to rattle off some news. Again, this is a week-to-week show dedicated purely to Pacifica Rugby League, talking about all things rugby league for a Pacifica context. I think you guys know where I'm going with this, but in saying that, if you're new, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. But without further ado, let's go. So today's player profile is going to be on Tinirau Arona, and Tinirau Arona was a player who played a few games in the NRL. And many will probably remember him for stints at the Roosters and the Sharks as well. So we'll run through his date of birth, so on and so forth. So Tinirau Arona was born on the 8th of the 5th, 1989. He was born in Dunedin, Otago, New Zealand. Hey, it's pretty cool, South Islander. His height and weight is 5'11", as well as 106 kgs. And his positions that he play is mainly prop as well as lock. The clubs that Tinirau played for, so... the rep was Cook Islands from 2006 to 2019, playing 10 games. And for the club, he played for the Roosters from 2011 to 13. He played 36 games. For the Sharks, he played from 2014 to 15, 33. And then for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats over in the Super League, he's currently playing 146 plus games for them. My thoughts on Tinirau Arona: he was a good player, a good, hard, strong ball carrier. He did the little things to watch. And somebody I do remember as well growing up. And yeah, that's it. That's the player profile on Tinirau Arona. If you guys have any memories of him, please tell me. But in saying that, again, you can always catch him playing for the Wakefield Trinity Cats. Alright guys, and now we come into the segment here. Nesian 4020 Team of the Week. Round 2 saw a lot of good things for our Pacific Island players, and some not so good things, I guess. Good in the sense that this was actually a very tight squeeze. There was actually a few noticeables who actually missed out just, but in saying that, it's actually good when the competition is heavy. So if you guys are keeping tally, please let me know who's going in second and third week in a row, but I will see what happens next week. In saying that, I give you guys the option to create the bench. So if you want to create a bench, please do so, let me know. And again, obviously, Pacifica players. So for the fullback, I have Reece Walsh. He had a decent game with the Warriors, I think, anyway, but in saying that, Reece Walsh himself had a bit of self-reflection and said, I probably could have done better. So, hey, in saying that, will we see him again? We'll have to wait and see. The wings, I have Atenu Tupou as well as Marju. Now, Tupou had a good game against Manly. Ever dominant he was against his opposition. Greg Marju against the Warriors, scoring 2 tries there. Both wingers played well, in my opinion. For the centres, I have is Dan Gagai as well as Peta Hiku. Dan Gagai has been turning back the clock. You forget that he's 30 plus years old, and he's playing like he's a young player all over again, which is good to see. And him playing one of the Knights, isn't that a bit of nostalgia for you? Peta Hiku for the Cowboys, sensational again, was part of that dominating win over the Raiders. Gotta say though, with him playing the way he is, it might be hard to take that spot though. But in saying that, he makes it this week. Good work on you, Peta Hiku. The halves, I have a Dylan Brown as well as Jerome Hughes. Dylan Brown, albeit in a loss against the Sharks in the dying seconds, he did some good things in that game. Generally, was a good ball runner. Defensively as well, he's actually very sound. One of the better defenders in the 5'8 position. And again, had a decent boot to go of him as well. Unlucky though to lose to the Sharks in the last dying seconds. Jerome Hughes, look, in that game there against Rabbitohs, he was probably one of their better players. He's always consistent, and to me, has earned that right to basically have that halfback position, and he continues to have it week in, week out. So we'll have to see what happens heading into round 3. The props I have Taukeaho as well as Nelson Asofa Solomona. Taukeaho had a good game. Part of me thinks that he had a bit of self-reflection against the Knights, and he thought, you know what, I can do better, and he did. He absolutely did. Rampaging runs, good defense, and just a VB hard-working player as well. He got the highest player as well, which was good to see from Taukeaho, who I believe as well is also in his last year for the Roosters. So again, it's always good to finish off in a high note, or try to, and it's great to see. And I'm assuming he put on some, like I said, he's someone who holds himself in high regard to the way he plays. He did, not too great against the Knights. He came back and he made sure he'll do it against Manly. He's got the Rabbitohs this week. Let's see what happens. Nelson Asofa Solomona, one of my favorite players to watch. Big, strong, giant of a man. He himself was part of that good gritty win over the Rabbitohs. Strong carry, strong defense. I couldn't, I had to put him in there. There was no other choice. The hooking position for me goes to Koroisau. Again, with the Penrith Panthers, he's just growing into that position. It is his position, but what I mean by that is that it's just his. On a week-to-week basis, I'm surprised he's not even being talked about in regards to that hooking position being one of the better players on a week-to-week basis. I think he's personally better than Damien Cook, personally. But yeah, had a good showing for the Penrith Panthers there. The second row is for me, Kikau as well as David Tapangai Jr. Kikau, superb game, for Penrith, scoring a double as well on his 100th game. Beautiful to see. And just a player he is. Such a dangerous ball carrier, dangerous defender. Overall, when he's on fire, Penrith are on fire. That's it, right? That's the simple equation for me. And my other second row is David Tapangai Jr., who had a very good game against the Broncos, albeit in a loss, but still he was aggressive. He was clean most of the time, which is always a good thing to see. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of David Tapangai Jr. I like the way he goes about his game, personally. It's rough, it's aggressive. Doesn't matter who's in front of him, right? He's ready to brawl and go all out. So I like that about him. Some may not, but hey, it is what it is. We all have different players we like and don't like. But David Tapangai Jr. for me earned a spot there. And in the lock position, the loose forward position, we have Jason Taumalolo, who had a superb game. Some may say a comeback game against the Raiders there in their win. Playing for the Cowboys, he played well, almost as if it was the Taumalolo of old, which is good to see. From a player as well, there's a lot of things happening regarding news and all that stuff. It's always good to see him play. But yeah, guys, that is my Nesian 40-20 team of the week. Tell me who should be on the bench, or tell me if you agree or disagree. Let me know. It's all about conversation, but these are my players. And just quickly as well on that, my captain was Jerome Hughes. I thought he deserved it. Again, ever consistent, which is the main thing. And my cover MVP of the week was Dan Gagai. Like I said before, turning the clock back. How good is it to see him play like that? But again, for those of you who may be questioning players' heritage as well, if you're unsure, please ask me. I'll be fine to answer you in the comment section below. Nesian news. I've got about 3 to 4 news here, pieces of news. Sorry for you guys to digest, to mull over. But yeah, we'll get into it. First things first. Broncos, or should I say, former Broncos Aisako. Jermaine Aisako is now playing as of effectively immediately for the Titans. It's a good move. Obviously, I'm going to assume that he'll be there as a backup more so. It's a good deal. You know what I mean? You play backup. You might not even play any footy, but you play a bit of backup, and then you obviously go and work for the Dolphins. Will there be a player like that again, right? To play for 3 Queensland teams in one, in literally the space of a year. Will that ever happen again? I'm not sure, but handy little piece of trivia there for you, just in case. Taumalolo. Now, I mentioned Taumalolo before, and obviously there was a lot of yarns from the media regarding him and his situation there over at the Cowboys. Taumalolo has come out and said, JT has come out and said that he wants to be at the Cowboys. He's happy there. There's no issues. And obviously the media love to take spins. They love to make and create things that don't exist. It is what it is. You and I, as the people who digest rugby league, we read it and so we love it. You know what I mean? We all, don't point the finger at me. I'll point the finger at you. We just love drama, right? But Taumalolo has come out. Jason said that, nah, I'm good. I'm happy. All is good here. Now, again, that doesn't really mean anything because what's happening backstage is the reality. And I suppose that's when the media comes in. That's when we start asking questions, wanting to know, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, it is what it is. But again, obviously, with the Cowboys at the moment, they face a situation where it's either one goes or one doesn't. Also, the media say. But if Taumalolo's happy to stay and Peyton's happy to, if the Cowboys board are happy to have Peyton there, then hey, nobody loses there. I don't think anyway. Now, Havili is desperate to still provide for Tonga. So the Rabbitohs, some of the Tongan boys there, Koromatangi, Tatora, Havili, have come together to create a T-shirt, I believe, for Tonga to fundraise as well, which is good to see. If you are a Rabbitohs fan yourself, please feel free to go buy, or obviously, again, if you're supporting Pacifica and or Tongan stuff, please go and buy it. Obviously, a lot has probably been look, from my opinion, to be upfront, since the floods happened in, Queensland as well as parts of New South Wales. It seems like the fundraising and all that stuff, the noise for Tonga has subsequently fallen, I think, significantly, which is not anyone's fault because it is what it is, right? Obviously, you try and help your neighbors, but if you're in trouble yourself, you got to help yourself. That's the reality. But in saying that, it's good to see the initiatives are still there. The NRL is still, from what I know and understand, still wanting to help out Tonga as well. So that's a good thing there. But in saying that, support the players who still want to support Tonga as well, because obviously, hey, it's not over yet, to be honest with you guys. There's still a lot of cleanup to do there. In Tonga. So again, congrats and kudos, should I say, sorry, to Havili, who was pushing that initiative. And I'm sure throughout the NRL, there are other players too who are pushing it as well in their teams. But yeah, in saying that, it is what it is. Yeah, natural disasters aren't great at all. You probably could argue and say the timing, not that it really matters, wasn't great regarding what's happened. But hey, it is what it is. But I'm happy that the NRL are still promoting it nonetheless. The main talking point I have here for you guys is the Multicultural Week. So without you guys even knowing, I'm not sure if the NRL have even said a word of it, but this week is Multicultural Week. Now, basically, that means that the NRL have looked at all their players and have basically balled them up in a big ball and have said, this is Multicultural Week. Thank you. And that's it. I have a big issue with that personally. As you guys know, there is a round called the Indigenous round, which exists, and rightly so. I get it. But in saying that as well, when we're looking at our players, there's so many, and this is not to brush off any of the other cultures as well, right? Because we have Africans, players of African descent who play, players of, Greek, Italian, Serbian, Croatian. We've got players of all types of backgrounds playing. All right, so I'm not here to brush them off, and that includes white players and all that stuff there, English, Irish, all that stuff. I'm not here to push them off to the side. What I am trying to say, though, however, is that I've pushed for time and time again that the NRL should really promote and try to get the Pacific round going. Honestly, our people, in my opinion, have contributed a lot to the game. And again, I'm trying to say this, and it's not a political statement too, by the way, all right? But if there's an Indigenous round, surely there's a Pacifica round that's dedicated to players of, Pacifica descent, Pacifica heritage. Look at the likes of Sonny Bill Williams, for example, or your Fui Fui Moi Moi, or Vunivalu, you know what I mean? Radradra, different types of players who played in different times, all those types of players. Even now, for example, you got Fijians, Tongans, Tokelauans, American Samoans who are playing. You know what I mean? Maoris, Cook Islanders, the Papua New Guineans, so on and so forth. I just think it's so important that for a game that really relies on Pacifica players, for brand, for an identity that uses and promotes Pacific Islander players, I just think it's important. I think anyway. Again, it's so hard to talk about these things without it trying to sound political. It's not. If anything, I'm probably just having a bit of a whinge, right? It's not even a political. I'm just having a whinge because I just want to see more of our players being promoted and having more of us be there. You got Tonga, Samoa, Fiji. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these players make up the NRL roster. I'm not even going to talk about the Maoris and Cook Islanders. Just those three alone, they do. You know what I mean? These so much fingerprints that have Pacifica on it that I'm just surprised it isn't. And again, with the multicultural round, but I just have a big issue with it personally because you just can't wrap and ball Pacifica culture players into that thing and just think it's okay. It's not. Particularly when we make up a lot of the NRL. I don't have the official stats with me, so my apologies. But I'm pretty sure that in regards to players with Pacifica heritage, I think it's over 50 or 60% in the NRL at the moment and growing. So when you have that much there, surely you got to give back. If the Pacifica people give to you, you got to give back to them, surely, I think. And again, all you got to do is just add like one round, which is Pacifica round, where you just do what you do for Indigenous, except you do it for the Pacifica people. And then you might even add us as well for Pacifica team in the All-Stars. That's it. But both these concepts, I think I've personally been gunning for quite some time. If you know me, I've been gunning for it since last year as well. And the Pacifica, Island team as well, I think needs to be done. All-Stars team. But again, I've been gunning for it and it's not happening, and I just don't think it's right. I just don't think you should ball up our culture, our people in a ball and just say, round 3, here we go, multicultural round. Oh, by the way, we probably won't do much to promote it. I think there are teams who might have jerseys about it, but again, it's not really big. You know what I mean? Because you got multicultural is multicultural. There's no specific sort of eye that's focused on one particular group. It's just multicultural, and again, not to throw away the Lebanese or the Italians or so on and so forth. Again, that's what I'm trying to say here. But it's more so the fact that there's a lot of Pacific Islander players that are playing this game in literally every team, and that includes the team you support. Seriously. There's at least 4 or 5 players or more in every NRL squad that have Pacifica heritage in them. And I'm just saying that I just think it's something that has been burning in me. And I think something I just want to talk about. Again, you may disagree, and that is absolutely okay. But if you agree with me, that is cool too. Like, there's no wrong or right. For me, I'm just saying if there's an Indigenous round, surely we've got to look at a Pacifica round, because when there's more Pacifica players playing, acknowledging that in regards to giving us our own thing, I've got an issue with it. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, bit of spicy but this is a bit of a spicy Nesian 40-20 sort of a take. That is me for now. Take it easy. I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe if you're new. Again, this is a channel for weekly Pacifica Rugby League content. It doesn't just cover NRL. We'll be covering a bit of Super League as well as I have California Rugby League and so on and so forth. But I'm saying that, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy. See you guys next time, and just remember,